Drug companies tried desperately to get Twitter to block users who wanted poor countries to have access to the COVID vaccine. Ring of Fire's Farron Cousins joins me to talk about what's happening. This is an ugly story, man. I mean, the 10,000 foot, give it to us. It's every time you hear this story, it's nauseating to think that corporate America operates like this.
Yeah, what happened is you had a lobbyist for Twitter who over in Europe was saying, hey, listen, we're starting to see a lot of people calling for cheap vaccines, calling for waiving the patents so that these poor countries around the world can get the vaccine. Twitter, what we need you to do is we need you to look at and see how these people are violating your terms of service and get these tweets blocked. You had a lot of hashtags, free the vaccine, things like that going around. So you also had lobbyists from the big pharma companies making these vaccines, Pfizer, BioNTech, Moderna, who jumped on this as well and said, okay, that's a great idea. We're going to start sending Twitter these specific accounts because these people have the audacity to want the world to get vaccinated.
And that's the headline. You had third world countries that said, can't you please share this with us? Because we have people dying by the thousands. And then the companies, I love this statement. Their joint statement is, we take social responsibility seriously. That was their joint statement. How dare you say we did this awful thing? Well, the proof is right there. Now we find out that The Intercept did all this work. Again, it's the same folks. It's Lee Fong with Intercept, great writer, great source of information. And he talks about how these bots were created by the industry. And every time anything would show up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, any of them, the bots would go in there and attack. I mean, big numbers of bots would attack. And they would try to give a rationale. So why it's okay for folks in third world countries to die because the American corporation or the European corporation won't share information with them. This story to me is just such an indictment of capitalism. I mean, it is. Capitalism, I think capitalism works, but when you see this kind of stuff, and again, there's no investigation of it. There's no attempt to really understand it. Corporate media won't do a damn thing about it. Corporate media doesn't cover this story. You understand that? Yeah. You will not see this story in corporate media. It'll show up on shows like this. But the truth is, this goes on all the time, doesn't it?
It really does. And what is concerning here, obviously with all of the releases of the Twitter files, we've seen, the partisan stuff come out. We've heard reports of, liberals being silenced, conservatives being silenced. This goes beyond that. This transcends left or right politics. And that is what people need to understand, because that is, as we've talked about for years here on this show, that's the slippery slope. Because if you're okay with it, it's okay if it happens to this people because I'm not this people. It's gonna come eventually, and this is a absolutely horrendous continuation.
This story would have never been told, and Jack Dorsey would have gotten away with this again with all the crap he did to try to censor Twitter. This story never would have come out if Elon Musk had not said, you know what, I'm gonna open my files. I want you to see what dirty freaks were running Twitter. The freaks that were running at least my organization, I can show you. Those same things were going on with Facebook and all social media. But had he not done that, we wouldn't know this story.
Well, and also huge credit, as you mentioned, to Lee Fong here, because he had to go searching through this. It was not laid out for him. He had to find all of this specific info, put the pieces together, and came up with this remarkable story.
Do you think Jack Dorsey would release this information?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.